All right, guys. I know not many people are going to be on today, but I did just want to jump on and talk about this past week. If you feel guilty, feel like you ate too much, feel like you're off track, like you want to quit, because that's what happens a lot during the holidays is we get off track. We feel like we're not going to be able to attain these goals anymore. And then like we look at the scale because maybe we went up in water weight or we ate too much, whatever it might be. We throw in the towel and then we just kind of like say, forget it, right? So there's a couple things. First of all, we need to get rid of the guilt. Like we enjoyed a holiday, right? And if you're not in the States, Thanksgiving, it is a time where we eat a lot of food like turkey, ham, mashed potato, like a lot of like starchy foods, like greasy foods, things of that sort. So it is very common to feel guilty, to feel frustrated with yourself, to feel like you're off track when it comes to holiday meals, right? And again, the first thing is do not feel guilty. Do not be upset with yourself. Do not be mad with yourself. If you did overindulge, it is okay, right? It's not, of course, encouraged, but it is okay because we're going to move past it, right? The last thing that you need to do is get mad at yourself and then throw in the towel, okay? So a couple things you can expect after Thanksgiving. Don't freak out because I promise you there's ways around it. There's ways to feel better. You're going to get rid of that weight if you gained any. And if you did gain weight, it's probably a couple pounds and it's going to come off easily, okay? First thing is don't weigh yourself, okay? Try not to weigh yourself until next week. For the check-in, if you don't want to weigh yourself, you feel that it's going to make you feel like self-conscious or things of that sort, just put NA, we'll measure next week or whatever it may be, but fill out the rest, okay? Reason I'm saying that is because 9 times out of 10, when you do overindulge, you gain water weight, right? So you have to think like you're putting a lot of food into your body and that adds up in weight. Doesn't mean you gained fat. Doesn't mean you gained weight at all. It just means you put more weight into your body and you're gonna obviously, like, for lack of better terms, you're gonna dispose of it, right? So don't feel super self-conscious if you have all of that food, inside of your system, right? It's gonna go away. The water weight's gonna go away. But the last thing you need to do is frustrate yourself or discourage yourself by stepping on the scale anytime this week. So I'd suggest opting out, all right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is people after the holidays tend to get overly strict, right? So obviously, if you're getting too strict with yourself, you're going to restrict yourself more. If you restrict yourself more, you're going to binge more. If you binge more, you're going to gain weight. If you gain weight, you're going to get frustrated and quit, right? Again, don't be mad at yourself for eating too much this past week, right? Or even the past like day or two, whatever it may look like. Just make sure that you get right back on track of where you were. You don't need to compensate by overworking out. You don't need to compensate by eating very little, because what your body is doing right now from a very logical standpoint is your body is basically like working overtime to get rid of all of like the toxins and like garbage that we put in it, right? So by stressing your body out even more, by working out more and by, eating less or whatever it may be, you're putting your body on overload even more. So it's a lot harder for you to actually get back on track. So last thing you need to do is try and overcompensate. Really, the best advice I can give you is just go back to your normal routine, to what you were before, all right? Don't stress out about the week. Don't stress out about the food that you ate. Don't stress out about the starches or the mashed potatoes or whatever that may look like for you. Just get right back on track to where you were before, because slowly your body will start to heal itself again. Your body will get back to its normal pace. You'll start feeling good again. But, usually after a day where we indulge in ourselves and where we eat a lot of food and our body's not used to it, you just want to sleep. You feel lethargic, you feel lazy, you feel exhausted, like you don't want to do anything, and then the day after that you feel super guilty. So if you are feeling guilty, I would highly recommend that, you go back to your whys, you go back to humbling yourself and grounding yourself and understanding what the main goal is here, and then go back to that normal routine. If you need help getting back on track, right, make sure that you contact your coach, post in the group, talk to your accountability partner, whoever it may be. Like, you need support right now, and that's okay, right? Because a lot of people are looking for motivation after the holidays, after they went off, because they feel like they gained all this weight and they did terrible and like they're feeling frustrated or flustered or whatever that may look like for you, right? But again, it's not really a loss of motivation. It's just we went off track for a day and we just need to get right back on it, right? So I hope this eases your minds a little bit. Again, make sure you're not, overly strict with yourself. That's the last thing you should be doing, because if you're too strict, you're going to end up just, messing up the entire month to come, months to come, whatever it may look like, year to come. So make sure that you just stick right back to it and you'll be totally fine. All right. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you in any way that you may need it. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday, and I will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. to talk about nutrition. Talk to you guys soon.